Hi guys, how are you? Thank you for joining in. Thank you for coming into my space and clicking on the link to be here, alright? I really appreciate you. My name is Ifunanya Ozougwu-Epueke. Ifunanya Ozougwu-Epueke. Yeah. So you're welcome here. Today I just want to dive in because this is going to be kind of long, so let me just go straight to the point so I don't bore you with any unnecessary thing. So today I'll tell you the 7 ways to overcome fear of speaking in public. Okay, so for the fact that you've clicked on this video, there's a possibility that you have this problem. And stage fright is that condition when you are unable to present well in public. You are unable to speak or address to people in a public. And the public I mean here is not only a group of, like a congregation, or maybe you're out in the open with so many people out there, so many audience. No, this group now, or this public I'm talking about, also includes a small group of people. Like you might be in a group of 3 persons, and then your opinion is sought. You find out that you might not even be able to say something reasonable. You start stuttering, you start your hands will start shaking, your legs will start shaking, even you sometimes you might forget what you want to say. Okay, so today I'll be telling you 7 basic ways of overcoming this problem. All right, the first one is actually believing that you have a problem. Okay, some people out there don't know that they have this problem of speaking in public, like unable to speak in public until they are given the chance, until the opportunity presents itself for them to come out there in the open and then present what they have, and you see them misbehaving in different ways. So if you have this problem, just know that you're not alone. It's not a death sentence. Okay, many people out there have this problem with you. Many people share this problem, both the young and old, males and females. Okay, so you're not in it alone. So just know that you need to first of all identify that you have that problem, because if you don't see it as a problem, you won't think it is worth spending your time overcoming it. Then the second one is to understand that you are not perfect. Understand you're not perfect. Understand that you are not cursed. Understand that your world is not the worst. So for the fact that once in a while or most of the times you encounter this problem of being able to deliver in public, then it doesn't mean that you have to beat yourself up so much. I know you might be thinking that I don't understand how it feels, how embarrassing it may be. No, I really do. I understand it perfectly because I've been in your shoes. I have been in your shoes, so I know how it hurts. I really do, trust me. The third one is to take courage, like take the challenge. Take up the challenge and trust yourself that you can do it. Trust yourself that you can overcome this problem. Now let me tell you a story of what happened to me. Okay, when I was in secondary school, even while I was in primary school, I was presented with different situations or scenarios where I was supposed to talk to the public. I mean here is not just 2 or 3 persons, so like up to 100 people. So but when I was supposed to say something, I wouldn't say anything. Nothing would come to my head. The worst one that happened to me when I was in secondary was when I actually forgot my name. Like I came out there to present, then I forgot my name. It was, everything happened so fast. I know some people might spot what happened, others might not, maybe because they were busy eating their biscuits or busy with their parents and all that, but I really felt so bad. But then the one that broke the camel's back, like the one that really touched me, the one that broke my heart, was the one that happened to me when I was about to enter the university. That was when I finished my secondary school education. That happened in the church. Yeah, it happened in the church. You know, I'm a Catholic. Yeah. So in my church, we have this tradition that whoever is celebrating his or her birthday and tells the priest about it before time, that person will be called up before the congregation to, and that person will be prayed for. The church will sing for you, and then they'll sing happy birthday song for you. You respond, the priest will pray for you. That's just normal routine. So on that fateful day, I wore my Christmas clothes. This is something serious, so that's why I'm telling this story with a serious face. I wore my Christmas clothes, like the best clothes I had in my wardrobe then. I wore my shoe, and then I went to church. I sat at the front chair by the side. So the mass went on. Then towards the end of the mass, I even lost, like my mind was not even there at a point. When my mind was drawn back to what was happening in the church was when the priest said, one of us is celebrating her birthday today and her name is Ifunanya. We are calling her to come up to the altar so that we can sing and pray for her. So immediately I stood up from my chair. The choir started the happy birthday song for me. Then as I threw my first step and the second step, my heartbeat changed. It changed from doom 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 to do 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 doom do 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 doom, as if it was getting ready to DJ a song. as if it was like, I don't even know how to explain it. My heartbeat changed drastically, like, God, I'm sure you can relate. So I asked myself, what have I gotten myself into? How I wish I knew. I wouldn't have told this priest that today was my birthday. So I courageously went up there. By the time I got to the altar, the song, where they were at the song, was now at how old are you now? How old are you now? Then I picked up the mic from the priest. Now, wait for it. I sang, I am plus 1 yesterday. Then in my head, I was like, no, that's bad. I am plus 1 yesterday. I said, no. It's not soprano. This is what I was doing. Like, this is what I was literally doing at the church. Like, like, the church was almost full. Then I sang again. I am plus 1 year. I am plus 1 year. I'll clear my throat again. No. I am plus 1 year today. I am plus 1 year today. As I was doing all these things, people were laughing. Like, they were, I like, while I was doing it, I was looking at the people in the church, and my face was just like, I am plus 1 year. I am plus 1 year. I am plus 1 year. So people were just laughing. One woman, I even saw one woman that fell from her chair. She was holding her belly like this, laughing. God, I felt like I was going to die. My heart beat, like it raced even more, that I couldn't stand it. I just managed. I continued clearing my voice. So as I sang, I was like, I didn't even remember I was holding mic. I continued clearing my voice, singing and singing till I got to glory be to Jesus, with that my scattered voice. So and meanwhile, while I was singing all these things, the priest was smiling. That's even the worst part. So the priest collected the mic from me, and by that time the church was still broken into two. Like, people were still feeling themselves laughing at me now, as per comedian in the house. Hey God, at that moment I felt like I should just have dog's fingernails that could scratch that could scratch or scrape off the earth from the soil surface and then dive into it. That was exactly how I felt. I felt like I should just go and die. So the priest prayed for me, After praying for me, I humbly went to my chair like this. I couldn't even look up. I went there and sat down. Like, I felt so embarrassed. Then after the church, one guy made fun of me. He told me, babe, you're too much. Ha! Only you can sing soprano, tenor, alto, bass. Hi! Now, wow, which kind gift be this one now? Like, the person was, and as he was saying it, he laughed at me. Even my cousin sister laughed. He said, God, that you are too much. Hi! Did you see what I was doing in the church? That, that I really sang well. I sang very well. I knew she meant she was being, I knew she, God, I felt so bad. I felt so, even at you, I know you might be watching at me, this my naughty cousin sister. But then, that's all in the past. So I really felt so bad. But I didn't stop at that. I didn't say because people laughed at me, or because I messed up in the public, because I messed up before the church where I attended, that I wouldn't go to that church anymore. I didn't say I would stay away from that place, that environment. Rather, what I did was I told myself that I would clear my name. Like, I can't let this slide because this is the height of it. That I couldn't let it go. So what I did was, I said I was going to join the choir, first of all. And joining the choir means that I'm going to prove to them and also prove to myself that I can sing and that I have a nice voice. Then secondly, I also decided to join the lay readers. That's those that take the readings in church. So that was how my journey to overcome stage fright began. Honestly, believe me, it wasn't so easy at first. It wasn't so easy. At a point, I wanted to give up, but I said no. That if I give up, that means all these things would have been a waste. That means I have proven to the world, I have proven to my church people that I am a loser, that I'm a good for nothing person. So I just kept hope alive. I just knew I could do it. I kept on. I kept on going for choir rehearsals. I kept on going for the lay readers meeting since 2012. I kept on, even after I graduated from the university, I kept on going. So that is just my own story of how it started and how it ended, because I came to understand that I wasn't in it alone. Remember how it happened? The story I told you, I already knew it was a problem then. Even when I came to the church to present, it started again. I said, oh my God, this wants to happen to me again. How come? How do I? So I came, after everything happened to me, I realized that first it was a problem, and then I sought for solution. So it was a problem, I acknowledged it was a problem, and then secondly, in the process of going for all these rehearsals and all these practices and meetings, I got to understand that I wasn't in it alone. That there are many people out there, some of the members, even some old men, you tell them to present before the group, to read something, a passage of the Bible before the group, and then you see the person's hand shaking. Then I was like, at first I was like, wow. So I even thought I was the only one with this problem. So even when I go for conferences, when I go for meetings outside, when I go for seminars, I still see people presenting with shaky hands. That was when I came to understand that this is everywhere. So you're not the only one with the problem. It becomes a major problem for you when you decide not to work on yourself. So you need to, number one, acknowledge it is a problem. Secondly, understand that you are not in it alone. And then the third one, take up the challenge, like I did, because it wasn't easy for me, my dear. If what happened to me happens to you, I don't know your own story. Your story might be rougher than mine. Your story might be worse than mine. I don't know. But then you need to take up the challenge, because you can't allow people to keep looking at you in the same light. You need to take up the challenge. Challenge yourself. Tell yourself, no, I'll work towards this. I'll work towards this. Trust yourself. Trust that you can do it. Because if you don't believe that you can change it, then it's just of no use. So just believe you can do it and try and join a group. You can't just stay on your bed like this and say, oh God, I have a problem of stage fright. Please send your Holy Spirit to come and overcome me and take away this problem. My dear, it doesn't work like that. It's not magic. You need to work for it. Just like the way you go out to work, and then at the end of the month, at the end of the week, or by the end of the day, you get paid. That is how you go out and work for it. You can't, your country cannot be in a war, or your country cannot have a battle, and then you sit in your room and say, now this battle, I command you, go, while you are inside your room and you have people at the battlefield waiting for you. It doesn't work that way. So you need to work for it. You need to go out there, put yourself on the spotlight, challenge yourself, look for a group around and join. If you don't want to join, you can join a group in the church. If you don't want it to be in the church, it can be in your school, it can be at your office. You people form a group of people, that may be a committee or something like that. Join a group that will put you in the spotlight, where you can showcase the world your talent, because you can't keep on dying in silence. You're born for greatness. You are born for greatness. You can't just give up on hope. You can't just give up. You can't give up on yourself. Remember what I always tell you, that if you give up on yourself, then who will have hope in you? So the fourth one is, when you actually find yourself in a group, or when you actually have a task assigned to you. Let me say you are preparing for a speech, you're preparing for your defense, school defense, or you're a salesperson. You want to sell your market, you want to sell your products to maybe your customers. You need to prepare ahead of time. You can't just, if you know you have this problem, you can't just go and balance and spread your legs wide open at night, sleep comfortably, forget you need to prepare yourself, forget that you have a battle to engage in. So you need to calm down, prepare yourself. At first it might give you sleepless nights, you might not sleep properly, no problem, because you know the target you have. You need to be focused, work on yourself. So remember, the fourth one says you prepare ahead of time. Let's say let's say this is today, and then you have a function to attend. Maybe you have a project defense, for instance, next week. You start from that day you found out that you were supposed to defend the following week. Like anytime you find out, whether you got the information 2 days to the date or 1 week to the date, you start beforehand to prepare yourself, not just inside your room. Like if it's a project defense, for instance, or let me say you want to sell a product, you have a new product you want to sell, there's no problem. You can stay in your room to practice. You can stay in your room to practice like 1 or 2 times. Then you put yourself out there in the open. You can look for a friend, call a friend, your brother or your sister. You can tell them to watch you present, or watch you say 1 or 2 things, and know how well you are doing, and know if you're improving. Then you show yourself, like you do 1 or 2 things. You can set chairs around, the kind of scenario you might have on that day. You set chairs around, sit properly, or you stand, walk around the room, move your hands, you talk, so you practice ahead of time. And then the next one is, after, it's not just about practicing ahead of time. Then if you're supposed to present by 10 o'clock, 5 minutes to 10 you're just leaving your house. No, if you're supposed to present whatever you have at a particular time, you need to try as much as possible to be there, if possible 1 hour or 30 minutes before the time, so that your mind can be relaxed, your body can be relaxed. Because even there were times when I had readings to take in church, like sometimes, let me say 6 o'clock reading in the morning. If I wake up late, it might affect my preparation. So when I run, even if I read it in the night 1,000,000 times, and then I ran to church, getting there, dressing my clothes and coming into the church, my heart will be beating. Like someone that even ran, once you finish running a long race, your heartbeat will not be normal. it will increase. That's a normal thing. So you can now imagine when you have this problem and then you are coming to the venue or the place you're supposed to present, or coming to meet your customer at the nick of time. That means you are just setting yourself up for failure. So you need to arrive at the venue on time. Be there 30 minutes or 1 hour before time, so that you'll be able to get settled. You sit down calmly, your heart beating will stop, like it will normalize, excuse me. And then when it normalizes, you can still pick up the paper, you wrote everything, you go through it calmly. And then just know this, that after you might have prepared yourself, when it's time to present, if you've been having this problem, don't panic when it sets in while you are presenting. This is very, very important. This is very, very important. This is actually the fifth point I'm telling you, sorry, the sixth point, which is taking the bull by the horn. The first one, acknowledge you have a problem. The second one, understand no one is perfect. The third one, take up the challenge yourself. Tell yourself that you're going to do it and try to work towards it. And then when you finally find something or find a task, when you're finally given a task to present, then the fourth one, you prepare yourself properly. The fifth one, when the day comes, you go there on time. Don't go and surprise yourself. Don't go and do past yourself. You prepare on time, get relaxed, get comfortable, practice. Then the sixth step is you take the bull by the horn. Like you are now before your crowd, before your congregation, or before your audience to present. You open up your mouth to start speaking, or to start saying whatever ideas you have in your head. At a point, something in you, a tiny voice in you, might be telling you, see what you are not even making sense. So don't even listen to that voice. If your heart starts beating fast, continue talking, don't stop. If your heart starts beating very fast, whatever is doing, or maybe you are looking at the audience, you feel some people are smiling at you or laughing at you, pointing fingers at you, don't even mind them. Just keep saying. If you feel maybe your eyes have just been channeled towards the people laughing, and just try and move your eyes away to a more friendly face. Maybe you see someone that is smiling gently, looking at you, listening. You can now focus your energy, your attention on that person, because that person is really paying attention to you. You focus your energy on the person. Just if you feel like that person is also laughing at you or misbehaving or being absent, maybe talking to another person by the side, don't feel what you're saying is worthless. Don't feel irrelevant. Just continue saying what you have to say. Continue acting what you have to act. Just don't stop. Don't stop. Believe you me, if you stop, that's the end of it for you. If you stop, that is game over for you and you've lost. So even if your heart is beating, nobody in the congregation, nobody in the audience will know what is happening inside of you, apart from what you showcase for them. So even if your heart is beating, it is left between you and that your heart. You can tell your heart, oh my heart, be consoled. Be consoled, I say to you. Keep on acting, keep on talking, do not stop. Remember, do not stop. On no occasion should you stop. Then make sure you keep presenting, you keep talking till you have finished, till you have exhausted every point you have. Make sure you keep speaking till you exhaust every point. Don't even allow your mind to shift, because once your mind shifts from what you're saying, like your mind shifting to someone that is laughing, or someone that is sleeping, or someone that is discussing with his friends while you're talking, once your mind shifts, that is how everything you've prepared will just disappear. Honestly, that's just the truth I'm telling you. That's just the secret I'm letting you know now. Do not stop. If you have found yourself in a condition where maybe you are in a debate, you're saying, hello, Mr. Coordinator, accurate time, co-debater, and so on. This is blah, 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 the following point of mind. Then when you are saying the following point of mind, you see your opponents laughing, then you forget the first point. You now go and start with your closing point. You see what I mean? So do not allow yourself to be distracted, okay? And then about taking the bull by the horn. In case if you fall along the line, like maybe after you finally decided to give it a chance, to give it a trial, then while you're presenting, in case you eventually stop along the line and you forget what you want to say, my dear, don't beat yourself up so much. This is a process. Remember, they say practice makes perfect. So don't beat yourself up so much. Just at the point where when you feel you have exhausted everything you have in your head, at the point when you feel that you can't say anymore, maybe you've forgotten everything you want to say, just close up. Just close. Nobody will even notice you made any mistake. Nobody will notice you forgot something, especially when you're not with a paper, when you are talking from your head. Once you forget every other thing you want to say, you just close up, like you say thank you, or that's all I have for you today, thank you. Then if people are so interested in what you had to offer, they want to hear more or know more from you, then you can now prepare better to give them more. Do you understand? So when you stop along the line, just close up immediately. Close up. Like, let me give you an example. If it's a debate and then you said with the following points of mine, then if it's only one point you remember, you talk about the one point. Other points you forgot, you say that is all, thank you. You can sit down. While you're sitting down, you just think about, refresh your mind on all those other points you forgot. When you remember them, you now come back with full force. Okay? So because when you just stop along the line, it becomes obvious. But then if it happens that it becomes obvious, don't beat yourself up. It is natural, it is normal for you to feel very bad. You're supposed to feel bad because you did not present what you expected, what you had planned for. Don't beat yourself up so much. Tomorrow is another day. Okay? So the seventh point is you continue practicing. I've already said that. Along with the 6th point, you continue practicing, continue going out there, continue putting yourself in the spotlight, continue doing things in public, continue acting in public, continue speaking in public. Because the more you continue doing all these things, the more you're getting yourself ready, the more you are freeing yourself from that fear, the more you are loosening the chain of fear that has held you bondage for so long. So remember, keep putting yourself in the spotlight. You might fall so many times along the way, but when you do, my dear, do not give up. Okay? When you do not give up. When you falter, when you forget anything, just remember that nobody is perfect and there is always a room that never gets filled up, and that room is the room for improvement. So there is always room for improvement. So I think I'm going to stop here because right now I'm really vibrating with so much energy because I really felt it. I know how you feel. That's why I'm speaking with all the emotion in me. I'm speaking with all the emotion in me because I want you to get better. I want you to get better because once you get better, you'll feel a lot better and I'll feel better too. So please, if you know that you have been touched, like your life has been touched with this my message of peace and progress, please click on the like button. Okay, so I'd really appreciate it if you subscribe to my channel. You look at the bell there or the subscribe button. Please click on the button, like my videos. You can also share it out to your friends. If there is any of your friends you know that have this problem, please try and share it out so that you will also contribute to the welfare of others. Okay, don't forget, my name still remains Ifunanya Ozougwu-Epueke. I can't wait to see you next time. Okay, bye.